Hey, good afternoon. My name is Van Smiley, and I think everybody knows Evelyn Perez. And I serve as Cheryl Strange's Chief of Staff or Deputy for the Department of Social and Health Services. So Cheryl couldn't be here today. She's out on medical leave, but she didn't want to delay and wait. And the reason for this is when Cheryl came on board as the secretary, she wanted to implement these, what she calls the Secretary's Transformation Performance Awards. And basically that's about getting out and recognizing our partners and stakeholders that are out there trailblazing in their respective fields doing great things. And she wanted the department to basically come out and start acknowledging and representing our partners out here in their requisite fields. And in this case with Morningside, it's employing folks with developmental disabilities. And I shared with Jim earlier that Morningside happens to be the first one in the barrel.
Yeah.
And as I understand it, have been at this for over half a century.
That's correct, yeah.
Incredibly talented staff is what I hear on the street in terms of street creds. And we could not be more proud of what you do. And Evelyn is tied to that process through her administration. And on behalf of the secretary, Jim, thank you for your service. Thank you for Morningside's service. We have both a certificate from the department for you. And for those that are filming and want that actual picture, we can do this. How's that? Well, because I know people like the stage for those things, and that'll make Cheryl happy. And then just a small, it's not much, but just a small token of our appreciation. Jim, I just want to pass this to you on behalf of Cheryl and the Department of Social and Health Services and Evelyn's specific administration, Developing Disability Administration. So thank you very much,
Well,
sir.
thank you very much, Todd. Appreciate it. Well, when I think about the award of transformation, I really have to go back to the beginning of Morningside 53 years ago and think about some really courageous people, parents, who sat there and said, wait a minute, I'm going to say no to sending my son or daughter to institution, but I'm going to say yes to creating something in the community where people can be engaged in the community and they don't have to be in an institution. And sort of parenthetically, Washington State still has institutions. We have 4 institutions. It's kind of ironic that 16 other states have closed their institutions, and Oregon still has closed their institution, and they have worse vocational programs than we do. They're under a court order to improve their vocational programs, and they actually use agencies from Washington to go down and help them show how to do it better. So we like being number 1 in the country for integrated employment in the community. And I always say to staff, right, we're number 1 in the nation, right? Because of the number of people who we serve and number of the most people, severe disabilities of people who we serve is the greatest in the state, and the state's best in the nation. So we're number 1 in the nation, I think.
Hey.
Yeah, it's out there. But I have to harken back to Jen Lotzheiser. She really helped start Morningside. Excuse me. She was our first executive director, and there was a plaque at our old facility that said, that's what Morningside's all about. People helping those we serve in the community, making good things happen. And that's really the ethos and really the heart of Morningside. People helping people to make their lives better. And that's happened all the way through the history of Morningside. There's a lot of firsts about Morningside. We started out as a living skill program and grew into a shelter workshop. And like other shelter workshops, we had programs in this community that sort of mirrored this community. A lot of state agencies, so we did a lot of work for state agencies. And other communities had like industry, like in Seattle you will find packaging and electronics assembly, but here we did a lot of work for state agencies. But even in that, we weren't at our facility, we had programs across the state, or around the city, excuse me. We had our town square office doing work for medical administration, microfilming and processing, or I guess sorting claims for medical administration. We would process a few million each month, and so we had quite a staff and clients who got trained in there and later went on to work in state government. Helen Carlson managed our program at Office Building 2. It's called something else now, but OB2 is what we still refer to it as. And she would file claims remittance advices for vendors for DSHS, and we had a crew of 8 people there. But a lot of those people went to work for state agencies. A lot of firsts. We were the first agency in the state to have an enclave in private industry. We were the first agency to actually have an integrated transition program, embed staff in a school, which was really unique. First of closing a shelter workshop back in 2004. We celebrated closing our shelter workshop. Next, we're the first agency to eliminate paying sub-minimum wages to people with disabilities. And so we have a lot of firsts at Morningside. And so I guess this is another first of an award from DSHS. So thank you very much. But it's really the ethos of Morningside, people helping people, focused on the people whom we serve. And our staff do a great job of that. So thank you very much. Lucas. This is Lucas Dolman. The secretary asked me if he'd have a client come up and talk. And Lucas is not only a client of ours, but he's also a board member. And come over this way, I have to get in front of you. And a super volunteer. He works for DSHS, by the way, at the Office of Deaf and Hard of Hearing. So he's also a member of Toastmasters. So thank you, Lucas.
So Jim asked me to say a few words, so I guess I'd have to talk a little bit about my experience with Morningside. I have a close friend here at Morningside, a program manager, Lori Schindler, that she said once to me, and I still live this philosophy, that even though the staff and the individual directors here at the agency, they say that they work for people with disabilities, and really I look at it, and she has taught me that it's not really about disabilities, it's about abilities. I have the ability to vote, the ability to contribute to society, and I can do anything that I set my mind to. And I see that the staff do that here each and every day. And during our board meetings, Jim often gives us his monthly reports about what's happening in the agency. And it's amazing to see the amount of placements that occur in this agency and the passion and the drive that the staff have. And really, when I see the amount of placements being placed with different clients, it really goes back to the clients having the drive and the passion. And often I think they are trying to drive away the stereotype that people with disabilities can't do anything, and that they're just individuals that probably just want to sit at home and do nothing. But I'm a perfect example. I've been employed with the state for at least 17 years, and that goes along with the dedication and passion of the support staff here that have helped me on the job. And really, I really believe in teamwork, and that doesn't only goes with Jim as the CEO, but it goes with the director, his assistant directors here, and the staff too. And the staff are the people that make the things happen the way they do, and I think that's something that's really important to me. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. I think that's it. Do you want to say anything, Evelyn?
No, thank you. I appreciate everything you do. It's really exciting to see the movement that has happened in the state of Washington, really. And you know, we all do things with our hearts, right? And there's a time for everything. Like you said, we started with sheltered workshops, but we've moved from there into best practices a little bit at a time. And certainly, you folks have been leading the way. So keep at it. You're doing a great job, and we really appreciate what you do each and every day.
Good.
So it's pretty
Thank
exciting.
you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.